Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This week's tutorial, we're doing this Power Wash Beach Tumbler. Now everything that I used in this tutorial will be listed in the description box below, along with our KSB Community Facebook group. Also, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button and the bell button so you're notified every single time I upload a brand new tutorial. Without further ado, let's get started. All right, y'all, so in today's tutorial, we are using the 24-ounce plump from the Still Magnolia. You guys know this is my absolute favorite size to work with. I did sand the cup down along with washing it in Dawn dish soap before I spray painted my tumbler. I will have the 3 spray paints along with all of the glitters we used in this tutorial today down in the description box below, so be sure to check that out. Also, I mixed up 5 milliliters of Counterculture Fast Set and didn't even use 1 ml on this tumbler to apply my glitter. Now, you want to make sure that if you are going to do the epoxy method while applying your glitter, you want a very, very thin layer, just enough for your glitter to adhere to your tumbler. Now, as you guys can see, I am tilting my cup at a 45-degree angle to try to somewhat ombre this tumbler. Now, you guys know I am still a work in progress when it comes to my ombres. I am actually not very good at glitter ombres, but I do think that this one turned out good. Now, you want to be light-handed with this. If you do happen to have more glitter come out of your glitter bottle than what you anticipated, it's okay. Don't worry about it. You can always focus on that area when we go to do the power wash method. Once I was done glittering this tumbler, I did wait 1 hour and then I sealed it twice with Rust-Oleum 2 times gloss clear. And then before we decaled, I put 2 layers of Counterculture Fast Set on top of that. Now we're going to move into Silhouette Studio so that I can show you how I created the decals along with the offset. Now, I did try to film this using the Cricut software also, but I actually could not get the Cricut software to work for me. So I do apologize to those of you who use Cricut and not Silhouette. I will try my best in the future to try to get Cricut to work because I would really like for you guys to be able to do this as well. For those who do not know how to do it already. So I have my font here and I'm playing around with the offset colors to make sure that my offset is where I would like it to be. Now I think I went ahead and went with 0.060 as my offset. I really liked the width of that. And then, of course, once I liked that, I moved the original out of the way and I did group this together. And you're going to go in and do an internal offset. Now, once I played around with this a little bit, I did go ahead and point it at 0.100. And I just liked the thicker offset. So if you want a thinner offset, you could go as low as the 0.060 to match the other one, but I kind of wanted mine a little on the thicker side so that it would stand out. Now, of course, once you have the internal offset and you apply it, then I took those two offset layers and I grouped them together. And then I took the original one and I grouped the offsets with the original. And the reason why you want to group them is because once you group them, you are going to be able to put the size down to what you guys would want it to. I did mine 3.5 wide, which was perfect for me. And then of course you will ungroup the main portion of your logo and the offsets, and you will cut the offsets together and the logo separately. Now that we have our vinyl cut out, we are going to apply it to our tumbler. Now, I chose not to do the offset for the palm tree on this particular tumbler, but if that is something that you wanted to do, you could absolutely do that using the same offset and internal offset that you did for your name. Now I placed my palm tree first, and then of course I placed my name on the opposite side of that. And we're just doing this. It kind of gives a peekaboo effect while we're doing our power wash. You want to make sure that you remember exactly where that name was placed so that you don't offset it later. So I'm using this Dawn Power Wash, and any scent is completely fine for this. But what I did was I just held my cup out quite a bit from the spray. I didn't want it to be too heavy-handed. I wanted it to be spread out to where it looked more like the waves on a beach, how they come in and then they go out and they make those amazing looking beautiful bubbles. That is what I was going for, and it did not disappoint, you guys. Like, I am so happy with the way that this cup came out. I am using Rust-Oleum white primer. Now I chose white primer for this because it tends to dry a lot quicker than the traditional white colors. Because once I spray this, I actually will not wash mine off completely. I will set it on the turner to spin while the spray paint dries. I did let these spin for about 30 minutes before I headed to the kitchen sink to wash all the Dawn soap off. Now, of course, once I got to the kitchen sink, keep in mind, you guys, if you're going to do this in your kitchen sink, that you want to clean it out very good afterwards so that the white spray paint that comes off doesn't stick to the sides. But I am using the sprayer portion in mine, and I found that it really gets rid of the extra pieces, and it gives the white that bubbly look as it would on the beach. So I do recommend, if you have one of these sprayers in your home and you don't mind using it for this type of project, I do recommend that. Now, obviously, once we were done with this, I actually did not dry this off with a paper towel. I went and put it on my drying rack and let the water naturally fall off of it. Once I felt like it was dry on its own, I did dab it with a paper towel all the way around, just to make sure that it was completely dry before removing the decals. Now that our tumbler is completely dry, we're going to go ahead and remove these decals like we would with any peekaboo. Now, I thought that I filmed me applying the offset to this tumbler, and for some reason it did not film, but you will just find one of these letters in this peekaboo, and you will slowly put that over the offset on top of that, and then it should be completely even throughout the entire name. But as you guys can see, you can see a little bit of the name, like the middle of the name on this one. So it was quite easy to place that offset. Now, of course, I chose not to have an offset on the palm tree, and I actually really liked the peekaboo effect of the palm tree on this traditional one, so I left it. You do want to be very careful as you are removing this vinyl as to not scratch your spray paint. Now after this, I applied one layer of fast set, applied my offset, and then I applied one coat of artist resin, and this tumbler was completely done and completely smooth. I absolutely love how this tumbler came out. I was never a big fan of the power wash tumblers, but this tumbler completely changed the game for me, and now I am completely addicted to the power wash method. If you like this tutorial, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also, hit the bell button so you're notified every single time I upload a brand new tutorial. Find me on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and TikTok. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next Saturday.